right, hello, good evening, everybody. And we are picking up where we left off last night with The Wind in the Willows. This is CrispySkates bedtime reading with my son. Okay, in case you're wondering why I'm reading. All right. Of course, I see what it means, replied Mole. It simply means that some very careless and forgetful person has left his door scraper lying about in the middle of the wild wood, just where it's sure to trip up everybody up. Very thoughtless of him. I'll call it. When I get home, I shall go and complain about it to somebody or other. See if I don't. Oh dear, cried Rat in despair at his outburstness. Here, stop arguing and come home and scrape. And he set to work again and made the snow fly in all directions around him. Oh, sorry, I lost my place. And made the snow fly in all directions around him. After some further toil, his efforts were rewarded, and a very shabby doormat lay exposed to view. There, what did I tell you? Exclaimed the Rat, great triumph. Absolutely nothing whatever, replied Mole, with a perfect truthfulness. Oh, hi, Evelina. With perfect truthfulness. Well, now, he went on, you seem to have found another piece of domestic litter, done for and thrown away, and I suppose you're perfectly happy. Better go ahead and dance a jig around. Hello, Socks, what's up? So I read, what book is it? It's The Wind in the Willows. I read every night something from the Gutenberg and some kind of interesting voice so that I can read to my son, because otherwise I am no longer entertaining. At the age of 8, he's too cool for mom to read to him unless I put it on YouTube. He's giving me dirty looks. I'm getting dirty looks right now, you guys. So that's what's up. Oh, I hope you guys are having a good night. But oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Socks. Wonderful. All right, so we'll just go ahead and pick on up. Okay. Absolutely nothing whatever, replied Mole, with perfect truthfulness. Well, now, he went on, you seem to have found another piece of domestic litter, done for and thrown away, and I suppose you're perfectly happy. Better go ahead and dance your jig round if you've got to go and get it over with. Then perhaps we can go on and not waste any more time over rubbish heaps. Can we eat a doormat or sleep under a doormat or sit on a doormat and sledge home over snow on it? You exasperating rodent. Do you mean to say, I cried the Rat, that is this doormat you tell me? Anything. Really, Rat, said the Mole quite pettishly. I think we'd had enough of this folly. Who ever heard of doormat telling anyone anything? They simply do it. They are not that sort at all. Doormats know their place. Now look here, you thick-headed beast, replied the Rat, really angrily. Thanks for the likes, you guys. This must stop. Not another word, but scrape, scrape. Let's see. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And scratch and dig and hunt around, especially on the sides of other hammocks if you want to sleep dry and warm tonight, for it's our last chance. The Rat attacked a snowbank beside them with with ardor, probing with his cudgel everywhere, and then digging with fury. What is a cudgel? Does anybody know what that is? And the mole scraped busily too, more to oblige the rat than any other reason, for his opinion was that his friend was getting light-headed. Some 10 minutes hard work, and the point of the rat's cudgel struck something that sounded hollow. He worked till he could get a paw through and feel, and then called the mole to come and help him. Hard at it went to the animals till the last result of their labor stood full in view of astonished and here and there incredulous mole. In the side of what seemed to be a snowbank stood a solid-looking little door, painted a dark green. An iron bell pull hung by the side, and below it, on a small brass plate neatly engraved in square capital letters, they could read by the aid of the moonlight, Mr. Badger. The mole fell backwards onto the snow from sheer surprise and delight. Rat, he cried, penitence. You're a wanderer, a real wanderer. And that's what you are. Now I see it now. You argued it out step by step in that wise head of yours from the very moment that I fell and cut my shin, and you looked at the cut at once, your majestic mind, and said to itself, door scraper. And then you turned to frown, the very door scraper that done it. Did you stop there? No. Some people would have been quite satisfied, but not you. Your intellect went on working. Let me only just find a doormat, says you to yourself. My theory is proved. And of course you found your doormat. You are so clever. I believe you could find anything you'd like. Now, says you, the door exists as plain as if I ever saw it. There's nothing else remains to be done but to find it. Well, I've read about that sort of thing in books, but I never come across it before in real life. You ought to go where you'll be probably appreciated. You're simply wasted here among us fellows. If I only had your head, Ratty. But as you haven't interrupted that, but as you haven't interrupted the rat rather unkindly, I suppose you're going to sit in the snow all night and talk and get up at once and hang on to that bell pull you see there and ring hard as you can while I hammer. The rat attacked the door with his stick. The mole sprang up, pulled the bell, clutched it, swung there, both feet well off the ground, and from quite a long way off they could faintly hear the deep-toned bell respond. Oh, thank you so much, Evelina. I'm so glad to hear that. All right. Mr. Badger. They waited patiently for what seemed a very long time, stamping in the snow to keep their feet warm. At last they heard the sound of slow, shuffling footsteps approaching the door from the inside. It seemed as the mole remarked to the rat, like someone was walking in carpet slippers that were too large for him down the hall at heel, which was intelligent of Mole because that is exactly what it was. There was a noise of a bolt shot back, and the door opened a few inches, enough to show a long snout and a pair of sleepy, blinky eyes. "Now, the very next time this happens," said a gruff, suspicious voice, "I shall be exceedingly angry. Who is it this time disturbing people on such a night? Speak up." "Oh, Badger," cried Rat, "let us in, please. It's me, Rat, and my old friend Mole, and we've lost our way in the snow." "What, Ratty, my dear little man!" exclaimed the Badger, in quite such a different voice. "Come along in, both of you at once." All right, you guys, we have a sleeping bird. I will see you tomorrow, and we will continue with Mr. Badger. Thank you again, Evelina and Socks. Keep it crispy.